Hi everyone, today's video I'm going to be talking about how I cut my traveler's notebook inserts. So before we even start, let's talk about paper. For a traveler's notebook, this is personal preference, but I have found that like the HP 32-pound paper is just really too heavy for my preference, and then just like regular copy paper is too thin. This seems to be my Goldilocks, which is 24-pound paper. I'll link that below, but that's what I print all of my inserts on. Now, I will say I used to cut my inserts using a cutting mat and this rotary blade, which is made for quilting. The key to this is that it's sharp, so you'll want to replace the blade when it gets dull. And then you need some sort of straight edge. I've used my metal ruler. This quilting grid is a little bit easier to use because of all the lines. It makes it really easy to get square corners. So I use this method for anything that's like a really thick booklet over 10 pages, which honestly has not been happening too often in my traveler's notebook. It just seems like they're thinner books lately. So tonight I did print out my daily inserts for the month, and I have them here. I don't want to go into too much detail about printing because everyone's printer is going to be so much different, but I print mine all one-sided and then put them back in and print on the other side. And I will link the video using the cutting mat straight edge rotary method. I've done that video in the past, so that one will be available for you to watch. I'll put a card, I'll link it below. But for tonight, as I'm sitting down getting ready to put these in my notebook, I thought I would show you how I have been cutting my inserts for anything, like I said, less than maybe 10 to 12 pages. This method just works a little bit better for me and is quicker in my opinion. So inserts are printed, and then I have been using this swing line guillotine cutter. It's got a really sharp blade, and like I said, it just makes it a little bit easier. So what I do is I leave them like this. I don't fold them yet because that just makes you know, more papers for the blade to have to cut through. So I just make sure that these are nice and lined up, give it a little tap, and then I cut on the first line. And you'll find that good inserts have all of the fold marks and all of the cut marks as well. Then I turn it and I do the other side. And then this is where I could grab another insert and make a mark where I need to trim the top, but I've been in this standard TN size forever, so I honestly have just been eyeballing it. But if you want it to be perfect, you could grab a pencil and make those marks for cutting off the other edges. I'm going to trim just a little bit off the bottom. And then I'm going to wrap up and trim off a little bit on the top. Okay, now that they're cut, I'm going to move my guillotine. And then this last part is where I have found a bone folder makes a big difference. I'll link this tool below as well. It is from Amazon. But now that these are cut, I literally just fold them in half, lining up the edges obviously as best that I can and giving them a nice crease. All right, there you have it. This is a book of dailies, so nothing is really thicker than this for me. A whole month, a day per page. And then let me show you. I already have my place marked in my notebook for my dailies. I took my old ones out just a little while ago, and these are hot off the press. So you just open up to the middle and add that to the elastic. So you can tell doing it that way, the edges are pretty even, nice and straight. And I really like how quick and easy that method is. So that's how I do it. There's probably a bunch of other different methods out there, but either that guillotine paper cutter or, again, using the rotary blade, which I'll link that video for you, are the two ways that I cut my travelers and notebook inserts. If you guys have questions, if I missed something or a link, please let me know. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you back next time.